I don't actually know what I should deduce from this behavior from these people. I keep seeing the astonishment of the situation. I have videos, emails, writings, uh, the history link, the historic link in Google and other apps, my writings, my different notes, etc. And I keep on wondering uh, what this behavior actually is about, rather than to say racial discrimination or racial profiling of individuals. They just come here, a bunch of civilians and a bunch of people uh, attacking, and I did tell them, attacking head of states, political institutions in Europe, economical institutions in Europe, spying. It's almost everything, and from civilians, few policemen, one or two green uniforms, and it has lasted for almost 3 years. And I can only say that I didn't have my graduation that stemmed from the presence of electronic distortions and electronic jamming and hacking in 2017 and 2018. And I'm having these individuals who are basically trying to spy on Sweden and on Swedish industries or industries in Scandinavia. I was not in Germany, I was not in France, I was not in Italy, because this is the I was someplace entirely different, and I did went there and I told them I have been a victim of a theft. I have been in here locally in the local police. I have been a victim of a theft. I have been a victim, meaning theft of money and theft of belongings. I have been a victim of, well, there has been a hostage situation in 2018 and disappearance of individuals, as well as the days and yes, and I go there. Hi, look, there are people. This is the hypothesis. Hi. Okay, so and he's again in uniform, and he's and all of those people, and they are just sitting there and saying astonishing stuff to me. Hi, I'm simply an individual wishing to collect a postal parcel, and they're there and they are just running around. They're making some kind of a fantasy or a delusion or a dimension situation, looking for nothing. They get paid. There's somehow to be a financial audit of a State Department. Where is that guy? There is this and there is that. And I try to remain as professional as possible, but then, well, some things are linked to countries in Europe, like for instance Sweden and Swedish institutions. What do? I have to contact either the police in Sweden or the Justice Ministry of Sweden. In the case of Austria, I wrote to the army of Austria. I wrote to the Austrian army. It's called Bundesheer, and I wrote to the Austrian army, and I wrote to the Austrian Justice Ministry if they can intervene. Previously to that, there was this problematic with embassies and the visa application. And in 2018, when that happened, I wrote to the I wrote to I made an appeal to the immigration services of the United Kingdom, and it keep on piling up two individuals or two group of individuals that didn't exist in the past. Meaning, like they just it's like when everyone was on sabbatical, these two group of people appeared. There are like a lot of incomes that comes from. There are like a lot of individuals. It's like a massive tree that has several branches, and then everything comes to this city, and the branch when that has my property and things, it's not in my household, and there were instances like constant harassment and everything, and well, in this is a situation where uh, a country is directly affected, and I'm here and I'm seeing all of these individuals. Yes, I know exactly what I wrote, as well as a lot of things, and it's a complete astonishment on the behavior that I perceived. I did had like a lot of suspicions that it comes basically like from the party in Canada. It's not. It comes from the part. I'm at peace with the party. Not I'm at peace, but like I'm at peace. It's like the party which is like has like a red color, and I keep on speaking with these individuals. I made like a detailed list, and I don't know. I should mention like he should be staying. Yes, that he should be staying on. It's difficult and not as difficult, but like it's yeah. I keep on wondering where are my items, and when I speak like with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or other people in Algiers, meaning like the capital where everyone is. Well, I told them, in 2017 there has been like a massive incident in the campus, in the university campus. Then there has been a massive incident in the surroundings. Then there was like those cyber attacks against the country where we have economical partnership with, or we have economical dealings with, meaning like with oil and gas. And well, then all of those people come in here. There is a table. There are things where people sit and nobody basically talk. And someone just came in here and just mentioned, uh, Jews and things and that, and it's like that specific country in the Middle East, and I made it like clearly with numbering and with that I told them like it's and basically it's basically people who are paranoid, who are still living in the era of the 90s and up they're still living in the era of 90s and the era of Bush. There was like the new president, which was Obama. Then there's a new president, which is Mr. Donald, and yeah, and I keep it's like it's somehow like a high level of idiocy and a high level of stupidity, and yes, they spend their entire student life or their career lives basically replicating or enhancing the work of someone else. There's like no creativity and no nothing else. And when I do my writings, I do them like in French, in Arabic, in English. They're like extremely clear. And I don't know if I should say is an amazement or it is an astonishment. Nobody said don't write in French. Nobody said don't write in Arabic. But nobody say that there has been like a nerve agent attack. or a chemical attack, probably chemicals in the water or chemicals in the food that makes people attack political leaders and political establishment and economic institutions and institutions that deal with renewable energy and sustainable matters in wealthy country or in developed countries. Nobody told me that when I arrived. And I made sure to ask the neighbors, hi, 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 hi. Have you seen anything? There are like 5 stories. Unless they come from the roof, they must come from 4 stories basically, or 4 levels. And I keep on remembering is that I expect to have like individuals in the street who are who have some kind, not religious, but who are not criminals, and you don't expect them to just steal and commit thefts. Now the theft is flagrant, like there are like incident in Europe of bank thefts and bank thieves, and it's like registered. There is this amount of billions which is suspicious in this bank. There is this amount of billions stolen from this bank. There is this amount of, there are cyber attacks. There are this, there are this, there are that. And I listed five things which are linked to this area. And basically it's this is how I imagined it. It's individuals in Europe that it's like this. It's like if something come like from Belgium to this country, it's redirected to Italy, or someone send it to Spain or to Portugal, so that those people go to Belgium, for instance. In the Netherlands, it's similarly something arrived from the Netherlands and it's taken to Tunisia, like money, Tunisia, or to Italy. And then I go and I sit there, and there is someone who is just a civilian. It's not his line of work. You just see it. Yes, today I will question an international tribunal writings or decisions, or oh, why will they do this and what will they do that. What did I thought in 2018 is that there was those Iraqi generals who are in here. This is what I thought. Or those refugees from Iraq and Iran and Syria who are in here. And as I said in the past, yes, I kind of understand why the U.S. Air Force use their planes or use their fighter jet. It's quite comprehensible. I think like that they gave him like the postal services like for 4 years, and I'm sitting at the level of the Security Council at the United Nations because of someone. And I lived in an entirely different part of the country, and it's a society which is thriving. It's a society that really needs to root out those criminals. They should give them. They should give them like. I had like this plan. It's like because of the war, forced labor is removed. Is not something good to talk about. What should be done is like, well, they just do like a mathematical formula, and they retrieve or somehow move them away from society. And why? Because you have such a small geographical area in the country, which is densely populated with complete lack of you have like 40 million people, and 35 million of them lives on the shore of the country. Yes, it's like Japan basically. This is what I thought, is that people who took also what I thought is like people who took the Bank of Japan model to basically do things with them, and well, instance of tortures and instead of human rights violation and other things are just things that yeah, because there is someone who is somehow not well suited, and this is why the judiciary plays a significant role, or judiciary plays like a crucial role in like avoiding the victim from getting extremely pissed. Why I'm not here? Because it's persecution, it's people, it's envy, it's jealousy, it's people. Yes, it's like someone kidnapped someone from this apartment in 2018 or in 2017, and and I was still not informed about it. I found out about it in Tunisia, meaning like I found out about like in another jurisdiction in another country, and then nobody told me about it, and to this day I do not know the identity of that individual. And there keep like those piles of individuals who behave in a fashion that well, someone should emphasize on the water quality or in the food quality. And I try to be as much diplomatic as possible, trying to remember the year of 2017 and 2016, where there was just like an outburst of things. And thankfully, I still have the paper from August 30th, 2017, and people just try to erase from their memory the what was actually the turbulence that was ongoing when four countries in Europe were trying to elect their leader, meaning like I think it was in the 2017, it was in the Netherlands, in Great Britain, in Great Britain, in Germany, and in France. Of course, like from 2016, or I stayed out from four of them, and I keep on wondering why this behavior is allowed. And I remember what I was doing in 2017, because I didn't have money in my pocket, and people is like, it's like you work for a company and then people give the money to your family or give the money to your neighbors. And then when I live, I asked the neighbors if they saw anything. They said no. I asked a lot of people, and I just decided to say what the people are saying basically. And it's not like I got tired, but like it's my things. And it's like, it's like when you go outside, it's like the entire area or the entire federal state plus the capital plus the country plus the Arab League plus the African Union, plus the Afro, plus the Chinese, plus the Indians, plus the Asians, then the Russians, then Europe, then Canada, then the United States are well aware of the of breaking to the police station basically, and they are like those individuals, and I'm just sitting there. It's like, why are you involved in an investigation against individuals who build aircrafts and vehicles in another country which has snow like 5 months in a year, meaning like, and they build things and they cannot root out themselves from their situation. I will not respond to a question of what was the mechanical department of Sweden doing. I was not going to ask that question. Yes, I think that military institutions build torpedoes, they build submarines, they build aircrafts, they probably are involved in aeronautics. If I am involved with them, I don't know. I go to people. I have like those piece of paper. Yes, and someone is basically taking like a joke of the entire situation, and I'm just in here, and hi. There is no need to panic. As your situation in here, there has been like a theft, and if you believe that the theft is the jurisdiction or the it's within the mandate of someone else rather than the police, then I think there is like a competent individual who take it to them basically. And but like if he stays on the way about an obstruction of either an investigation or obstruction of justice, or this is the correct terming, like between parentheses, putting additional, adding an additional, adding, no, this is the between parentheses, adding complexity to an ongoing case. Meaning, there is like, I just saw like a documentary or like a movie about like AlphaGo, which is like a software, and AlphaGo, meaning like until the end of the game, there are just more people in and more people in and more people in, and meaning like if I take it this side, there's this side who is looking for something, and he's adding, and he see the other side just adding and adding and adding, and basically they're just playing AlphaGo with each other. Yeah, it's like a board game basically, and there's nothing to be like. And basically, they're trying to clear themselves or to clear their name, and I should assume that they are doing this because there is a felony that has been committed. However, when I went there, yes, civilian population, a civilian population has been involved in jamming my telecommunication. They have been involved in hacking and electronic access to property. They have been involved in theft of postal services, theft of money, and redirecting the funds that arrives to me. They have a civilian population has been involved in probably uh, an attempt of taking hostages, of taking or taking hostages, and coercion. They have been involved in every single dilemma in here. This is the civilian population. Then, after consultation, and there has been like problematics and this and this and this and that, I decided to approach the court after consultation, and I told them there is a postal problem. I cannot retrieve my graduation certificate from Sweden. And you know what? I did that because I was thinking like in 2018, because I lived there, that well, they're just that there has been like some kind of a problematic, because I completed everything in March 2018, that there has been like a problematic. At first, I was trying like to get like a reference number or something like that to advance and go, and there has been like the use in Harvard University. There has been like a fellowship, like an environmental fellowship in Princeton University, and there has been like some opportunities in Oxford University and other university, but there was the presence of discrimination. And I'm just watching the history channel basically on YouTube, and there are like the Tesla files, there are like the Valkyrie, there are like the greatest raid of all, there are like the invasion of Poland. Then there are like movies about the from the History Channel. There are movies about climate change that I am watching. Um, you know, I'm here. I'm in a plan that I started in 2016, and I don't expect them to give me any compensation or any money if I complete my software, or if I do my software in this location or in this country. It's better from abroad because in here I don't have someone waking me in the middle of the night with dogs while I was sleeping on the hard floor in a sleeping bag, because the German embassy in Stockholm decided to throw me from my apartment in Sweden. I know how it sounds, but it is true. And there are days in here when I was called up to the police station. Okay, come on Friday in June 2019. Come on Friday or in May 2019 with witnesses, so that we can give you what we have to give you, basically. And yesterday I went, and you know, it's unbelievable the fact that they keep on doing these games and these plays, and there's like this apparent trend of criminality and craziness. And there are these individuals who basically literally are mocking international institutions, European institutions, money, the energy industry, and what? And if like you ask them, what do you stand for? We stand for gas and food, and yeah, and we are in here. We have like everyone has children and this and that. It started from someone in Europe or in Sweden, that bad, that bad treatment coming from the university, the illegality coming from the German embassy in Stockholm as well as Weimar. I was sitting there. Hi, I have this card. This is card valid in Sweden for 5 years. Then there is someone who decide, yes, I'm going to make his own rules. This card means that you can only eat and sleep. This was told to me in September 6, 2017 in Jönköping. And I kept on trying, and there's like some kind of hallucinating agent or something like that. And it is actually, and I go there, and yes, we are past the days where dementia and mental illness ruled over the country. Hi, I present myself to hi police officers. Hi. So I completed my studies in Sweden. It studies about energy and environmental engineering. The thieves is probably the mob which Basta is in it. There is a mob who commit postal thefts. There is a mob who steal parcels from the post. There is a mob who open parcels, postal parcels. These people are doing this deliberately. Well, I has been thought all my life that all all of these are crimes. Now I'm told that these are not crimes, these are humanitarian services. And, and I remember, well, I was writing my thesis, and then in February 2018 and in April 2018, while I still had my diplomatic immunity into effect, I went and I spoke with the police officers. Apparently, well, it's a dangerous job, and there has been like some casualties, and those casualties have been like psychological distress, a loss of life, and wounded in operations, in police operations, or in police raids. And this guy or this group of people have some kind of a great lawyer, because we can only ask for compensation for the victims of crime. in a country that sells gas to Italy, and I sent my application to Austria. And in Austria there is OPEC, and I do work that aligns with international conventions that happens in Europe, and the other one is in Paris, and I offered solution, and I don't think that any of this will happen. And thankfully, when I do things, except for this climate change work that I took from someone, that someone lectured me about it, in all of my other activities or hobbies, I had like partners who received the news. Yeah, and well, there's like this. Why did we get like? Why do we have 700,000, or why do we have 450,000? Well, this and this and this and this and that. Well, they're just supposed to be in my bank account. Sadly, I still haven't. This person, yeah, this guy is the guy who has like the Silver Star medal from the Department of the Air Force of the United States, and the guy looks Russian. Uh, this is the guy, and this guy has there's like Order of Leopold of which is Belgian, and this guy has like the African Star from Belgium, Order of the African Star. He's pale white, looking like a British person. And I did tell in the past 2 or 3 people that these people are trying to kill me by giving me a brain lesion. And I end my talk.